have Orc the Grey.
I will lead now. Follow.
And a magician's workbench. For some crafting, obviously. Let's talk to Oric. While exploring the fabled ruins of Mithranor, I came across an old, tattered manuscript buried amid the rubble of an abandoned library. The manuscript made several references to an elven outpost located somewhere within the spine of the World Mountains. Naturally, I came here to find a settlement. Thus far, I've been unable to locate it. Well, if I come across any elven ruins, I'll be sure to let you know. I appreciate your interest. If by some miracle you find this lost elven outpost and happen upon any materials regarding Mythos, please do deliver them to me here. I'm willing to pay a handsome reward for such a service. I'll remember that. Before I go, I would like to purchase some spells. Alright, let's see what he's got here. He's got a Girdle of Gond, 14,000. Robe of Infusing, 44,000. Definitely can't afford any of that. And he's got some spell scrolls. Let's see, anything here? Cloud of Bewilderment for 118. Damn, quite expensive. Class of Bronze Cloak, 12,000. Scarab of Goodwill, 36. And quite a bit of books here. I'm sure most of these are all crafting books, so... And let's see... He pays 31 gold for the Fade Essence, whereas I could get it for 66 in the other place, so I'm not going to sell this guy anything. Yep, I don't have enough gold for any of that stuff, so let's get out of here. Alright, so looks like we gotta go down this way. Can't cross over this, it doesn't look like, so... Oh, this must be where Arendelle is. Let's go in here. And there's Arendelle.
You have need of me?
Let's go talk to him. He's got a... looks like a stairway going up to a door back there.
Welcome. I've been expecting you for some time now.
Expecting us? I see. You're the one who sent the messenger to Easthaven. You must be the Archdruid of Kuldahar?
Yes. It was I who sent Hallister to Easthaven for help. His death weighs heavily upon my conscience. For not only was he a student of mine, but he was also a friend and trusted companion. He will be missed, as will Hrothgar and the other members of your expedition.
You knew Hrothgar?
Let us say I knew of him. Word of his deeds has reached even our small, isolated town. I also know that his death, tragic as it is, was no accident. Someone or something did not want your party to reach Kuldahar alive.
This someone or something, I presume, is the reason you sent for help?
There are malevolent forces at work in these mountains. Forces that seek to undermine the delicate balance we druids have struggled to preserve for centuries.
Malevolent forces? Could you be more specific?
Oh, would that I could. The face of the evil remains hidden, but its presence is unmistakable. All about us, there are signs of its damaging influence on the balance. The unnatural weather, the recent rash of abductions, the numerous monster sightings in the pass. These all point towards something sinister. Even the animals sense something is amiss.
Tell me about the recent rash of abductions.
Oh, yes. Terrible, terrible. At first, there were tales told by travelers of companions disappearing into the night, snatched up from their bedrolls as they camped along the narrow trail that winds through the pass. We did not think much of these tales, for such occurrences are not unheard of in these mountains. Then one night, Conlan's boy, Sheemish, went missing. The next morning, the whole town searched for the boy, but turned up nothing. He was just gone, vanished without a trace.
That is strange indeed.
The boy was just the first. Several nights later, another disappeared. Megan Potts, the local midwife. Her husband Khalil was grief-stricken to the point of madness. With barely a word to anyone, he snatched up his sword and marched off into the darkness after his wife. No one has heard from him since. And now, the abductions are occurring more frequently. Aiden, the old innkeeper from the Evening Shade, was taken only 3 days ago.
Tell me about the monster sightings.
As I'm sure you have noticed by now, there seems to be quite a few goblins about. It is not usual to see so many of their kind roaming the mountains so late in the year. It is almost as something has drawn them out of their holes, like carrion birds drawn to the scent of death. As if the goblins weren't enough, several giants have been spotted moving through the pass in groups as large as 10. That many giants traveling together in such numbers indicates they are organized and are acting with a singular purpose. I have watched their activities closely. Their tracks trace a deliberate pattern through the mountains, almost as if they were on patrol. Another thing, while I was out scouting the giants, I discovered other sets of tracks I have never encountered before. What manner of beast made them? I could not say.
So what are we to do about all this?
I fear that if we do not soon discover the source of these disturbances, then all that we have worked for will be destroyed. The evil that has come to these mountains infects this town like a disease. As its people suffer, so does the tree suffer from the sickness that attacks the balance, corrupting it with its very presence. Already, the circle of warmth that radiates from the great oak has begun to recede. We were forced to abandon the outlying farmsteads as a result of the shrine's fading power. If we do not take action soon, I am afraid that the life-giving warmth will cease altogether. Both the great oak and the town, nestled within its roots, will die. This must not happen. We need your help.
Very well. Together we shall root out this evil that threatens this town. What must we do?
I suggest you begin by investigating the Vale of Shadows. It is a place not far from here. Darkness has always clung to the floor of the small canyon, as if the light of the sun itself were wary of the place. There are a number of ancient crypts hidden within the shadows of the Vale's narrow cliff walls. There have been rumors of the dead awakening and emerging from their dusty tombs to walk once more amongst men. If these rumors are true, then I suspect that whatever is responsible for disturbing their slumber may be behind the other disturbances as well. Go to the Vale of Shadows, learn what you can about the happenings there, then return here and we shall discuss a course of action. Good luck, and farewell.
Also, use this enchanted gem to help you in your travels. It will instantly teleport you to areas that you've previously explored. Alright, so we got a gem of teleportation. Alright, outside we go.
Yes, that is so.
Tolbin statue. The inscription upon the stone statue reads, "In memory of the Archdruid Tolbin, founder of Kuldahar." Another townsperson.
Hello.
You know anything about the Vale of Shadows? Vale of Shadows? Might want to ask Myrick. He and his brother Silas make a pilgrimage there every year to pay their respects to their ancestors. I think they left on their trip a day or two ago, though, so they won't be back for a while. I'll see if I can find them in the Vale then. Friend, don't go stepping foot into the Vale of Shadows. It's not a place for the living. And as long as the dead mind their own affairs, we mind ours. I have to go there. The Vale may be the source of the troubles in Kuldahar. Never been to the Vale of Shadows myself, but I've heard it's covered in shadows. It's like twilight there all the time. No good'll come from the living setting foot in the Vale. Let evil feed on evil, that's what I say. There's not much choice. Any advice or information you could offer about the would be welcome. Well, I don't know too much about the Vale, or even like talking about it, for that matter. You may have better luck with some of the other townsfolk. They may know more than I do, and there's no telling what random tidbits someone might cough up when you're talking with them. And looks like the rest of this information is the same as before. Alright, let's check this shack out here. We got here Ernst.
Hello.
Who are you? What do you want with me? Easy, friend. We're not going to hurt you. We just have some questions. Questions? What kind of questions? Who are you? I'm Ernst, the potter. At least I used to be. I just want to get out of this place alive. But with all the terrible things happening in town, I'm too scared to step outside my shop. What can you tell us about the disturbances in the past? Disturbances? Yes. People disappearing, monsters everywhere. Even the weather has turned against us. Nobody knows why, not even Arendelle. Farewell. Anything in here to loot? Doesn't look like it. Well, let's go. Alright, let's check these buildings back here. Alright, let's check this center one. And we are in the root cellar. What do we have in here? Lysan.
Good tidings to ya.
Welcome, traveler. May I be of service to you? I'd like to ask you some questions. I will help you if I can. What would you like to know? Who are you? I'm Lysan, the barmaid. If I may be of service to you, you need but ask. Have you heard any rumors about... Well, I hear tales. Folks have been talking about the recent avalanche, the haunted vale, missing folks, monsters, and Arendelle. You mentioned the haunted vale. Can you tell me about it? Most folks call it the Vale of Shadows. It's always dark there, like twilight or a moonlit night. Anyway, there are those who say spirits of the dead wander the vale. Folks don't go there anymore. They're afraid to. Maybe someone should do something about that. What were you saying about missing people? Aye, folks have been vanishing without a trace. I recall something about a man's wife gone missing. He packed up and left his home, and all to go find her. Another Smithy's young son. You might want to talk to him if you have any interest. You said something about monsters. Are they a problem here? A sore subject, that one is. It seems they're on the rise lately. More monsters are spotted in the surrounding countryside every day. Orcs, goblins, you know the like. It has people worried. Alright, looks like that's all we got from her for information. Anything from this town person? Nope. And Amelia. Do you know where I could find a room for the night? Well, you're in and out of luck. We don't have any rooms, but that pug-nosed knee-high at the Evening Shade, Eldwin, has some rooms for let, if you're interested. Better hope you have enough coin, though. I doubt a pile of gold would be enough for that copper-clenching mole. Hardly a recommendation. I take it you don't care for the sapling much? It's nothing to do with him being a half a man. If so, then most of Kaldahar would be guilty. It's his manner. That ill-mannered excuse for Gunnysack came into ownership of that inn recently, and it's a queer thing to how he did, too. How so? Well, the previous innkeeper, Iden, is one of the folks who've gone missing of late. Thing is, he's one of the only ones that seems to know he was gone missing, because he left a claim on who to pass the inn onto in case he needed to be put to sleep with a shovel. Go on. Then barely a day after he's gone, Eldwin shows up like a winter wolf out of the fresh fallen snow, with the claim in his paws, and sets up shop. Pretty as you please. Sounds like he's pulling a swindle. Not that I would know anything about swindles. Maybe I should poke around the Evening Shade a little and see what I can find. Can you tell me anything else? Well, I knew Iden, and the fool was a right enough fellow. But he had the palsy. So bad he couldn't even write his own name, much less a claim. And that's even if he was in the know about his letters, which he wasn't. Interesting. Maybe I'll ask Eldon about the claim he has. Alright, so we got a journal entry. Amelia, a barmaid at the Cold Heart Tavern, mentioned that Eldon, a halfling, had taken over the ownership of the Evening Shade Inn when its previous owner vanished. Eldon presented a claim that seemed to indicate that Aiden knew he was going away, but according to Amelia, Aiden didn't know how to write, and even if he did, he was stricken with the palsy. We should look into this. Eldon may know what happened to the missing people. So we need to find the Evening Shade. And the next building. And who do we have in here? Another townsperson. Okay, more of the same. Liquor cabinet. Mummy's tea. Oh, let's grab that. What is that? Remove disease.